By the end of this video, you will have what it takes to be able to master these 3 beginner calisthenic moves: the frog stand, the elbow lever, and the L-sit. Really just about anybody can learn these skills. Now, it might be difficult for some people at first, and it might be really easy for others, but don't let that discourage you throughout your journey. Just take it step by step. Jumping right into the first skill is the frog stand. This is actually a great introduction skill if you want to learn and master the handstand. Now, this skill will require a little upper body strength, balance, and also body awareness. First, let's look at the position of our body. My fingertips are spread and my elbows are actually digging into my knees for position and support. I highly recommend when starting out learning this skill that you use a pillow in case you fall forward on your head. The first progression, I highly recommend that you just lean into your shoulders while keeping your feet on the ground so you can first create body awareness and second, build that strength. Next, what you can do again is lean forward, but this time you're bringing one foot off the ground. Again, you're building more strength, a little more difficult here. The next and honestly last progression is frog stand rocks and just falling into the pillow. I highly recommend you just get used to falling forward so you know body awareness, create that body awareness from yourself in the pillow. Over time, be able to, rock back and forth and then eventually build that strength where you can hold it. Keep in mind, through each single skill that I show you, you should be able to master each single progression in order for the amount of reps or time that I recommend. The second skill is known as the elbow lever. Honestly, this one's a little more difficult than the last, only because your body is positioned in a really weird way. Looking at the position of our body, our fingertips are spread and our wrists are rotated out to the side. Next, our elbows are digging underneath our rib cage. This is probably going to be a little uncomfortable at first, and it'll just take a little getting used to. Now looking at the progressions, you should be able to first get into an elbow lever on the bottom, keeping both feet on the ground and leaning forward. That's important. When you lean forward, it's a lot more difficult and you'll notice that right away, but be able to hold this progression. From that point, you want to transfer into doing pike pulses with your feet. After you master this, the next progression will be sticking one foot up into the air while the other one stays on the ground. If you're still struggling and you can't get both of your feet off the ground, I highly recommend you just transfer to the wall and practice your elbow lever holds there. Last but not least is the L-sit. Honestly, this is probably one of the most important skills to learn out of the 3, and if I really had to recommend one skill for someone to learn just starting calisthenics, it would be the L-sit. Because the main reason is that it transfers to so many other calisthenic skills when you're just starting out. When you're practicing the skill, it's going to help a lot if you can just grab a couple of books or something to elevate your body off the surface. Looking at the position of our body, we want to focus on shrugging our shoulders down and keeping an upright posture. The first progression is doing pike pulses with your legs straight out in front of you. The main goal here is to pike as high as you can, doing the amount of reps recommended. The next progression will be bringing your feet close to your body, keeping your heels on the floor, and holding this progression. From that point, you can transfer from one foot on the ground, sticking the other one out, and then over time, bringing both of the feet back in, but keeping them off the floor, and then sticking one foot out and keeping the other off the floor tucked into you. There you have it. Those are 3 of the very beginner calisthenic skills that anyone can learn today at their home. Now keep in mind, this tutorial was very, very brief. A lot of the skills that I shared can go into way more depth, but I just wanted to keep this video short and to the point. I thank you all for the support. I appreciate it, each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.